The US sided with Russia twice at the United Nations as they sought to avoid any condemnation of Moscow's invasion of its neighbor Ukraine 3 years ago, back in 2022. Washington and Russia aligned first at a morning vote at the General Assembly and then again at an afternoon vote of the Security Council. The two votes highlighted a seismic shift in the balance of power, as earlier Washington had steadfastly voted for resolutions that favored Ukraine and condemned Russia. And now it's the other way around. In its 11th emergency special session on the situation in Ukraine, the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, passed two resolutions proposed by Ukraine and the US. In the 193-member General Assembly, the resolution drafted by Ukraine and supported by many European countries received 93 votes in favor, 18 votes against, and 65 abstentions. Among those abstentions, India and China were included. Now, while the US and Russia voted against, the three-page resolution, which won far less support compared to previous ones on the war, strongly criticized Russia and emphasized Ukraine's territorial integrity and inviolability of its borders. Then Washington also drafted a rival resolution, and it did not mention Russia's aggression or condemn Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which is again a seismic shift from the way US has been in these sessions all through these past 3 years. But Ukraine's European allies pushed to heavily reword the US text to say that the full-scale invasion of Ukraine had been carried out by Russia. Washington ultimately did not vote in favor of its own text. The US draft resolution received 93 votes in favor, 8 votes against, and 73 abstentions. And again, those abstentions included India, China, US, and Ukraine. Undeterred, the US brought the earlier unchanged text to a vote at the 15-member UN Security Council in the afternoon, securing its passage with 10 votes for and none against. Alongside 5 abstentions, the abstentions were France, Britain, Denmark, Greece, and Slovenia.
The United States sincerely appreciates Council members' support for this resolution and applauds the action, the first this Council has taken in 3 years on Ukraine, to firmly call for an end to the conflict. This resolution puts us on the path to peace. It is a first step, but a crucial one of which we should all be proud.
Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin has called his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelenskyy a toxic figure. In a televised interview, he said that the current head of the Kiev regime is becoming a toxic figure. Listen to this.
The current head of the Kiev regime is becoming a toxic figure for the armed forces of Ukraine because he gives ridiculous orders dictated not by military considerations but by political considerations. At the same time, it is not clear on what they are based. This leads to unjustifiably large losses, if not very large or catastrophic losses for the Ukrainian army.
Further, Putin said that European countries can participate in talks to resolve the conflict in Ukraine, as he sees nothing wrong with this.
I don't see anything wrong in Europe's participation in the negotiations on Ukraine. Well, probably no one here can demand anything, especially from Russia. Let them demand it from someone else.
The Russian president also said that he is ready for US investment in strategic minerals in occupied Ukraine. He even offered the US the opportunity for joint exploration of Russia's rare earth metals deposits, outlining a future economic deal between the two countries.
We would be ready to offer our American partners, when I say partners, I mean not only governmental and administrative structures, but also private companies, an opportunity for joint work if they showed interest. We undoubtedly have significantly more resources of this kind than Ukraine.
Now, in this same interview, viewers, Putin also backed a suggestion by US counterpart Donald Trump for Russia, US and China to all cut their defense budgets in half.
We could come to an agreement with the United States, we don't mind. I think it's a good idea. The United States would have cut by 50% and we would have cut by 50%. Well, the People's Republic of China would join later if it wanted to. We believe that the proposal is good, and we are ready for discussions on this matter.